Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to lead you through a little bit of an exercise on how to create the world that we want to live in. And this is just one way to do it. This is just one opportunity that we've chosen to share together. This is using a coloring book as our guide. The book is called Color Your Dreams True and Learn to Trust the Process. And if any of you know me, you know that I'm big on trusting the process or trusting life, and just knowing that everything we do is heading toward our highest and best. Whatever we do, think, and feel is always just one step closer to where we really want to be. But we can make that happen even faster and better if we actually focus on what we want and what we intend. So that's kind of what we're doing here for these 5 sessions. We're going to be meeting today at noon and then again at 6. So it's actually 10 sessions if you want to come to all of them. But it's officially 5 sessions between now and the US election, so that we can focus on what we want to see in the world and not worry about the candidates and not worry about the policy platforms and all that stuff. Just really focus on who we are and what we want to create. And hopefully, and I believe that it's true, that will start shifting the energy around us to help us see more of what it is that we want, and then to start actually getting more of what we want in the world. So let's go ahead and start. The very first thing I want to do is just look at the first page of the book. And the first page of the book, well, not the very first page, I guess the first official coloring page says to dream on. And it says that the questions to focus on while we color are: what is my dream? What do I want to add into my life? And what would make my life more meaningful? And those questions are really important, not just on a personal level, but on a community and worldwide level as well. So what I want you to do right now is just focus for a few minutes on what it is that you think the world could look like if it was the ideal world. I know everybody says, yeah, the world's a terrible place, or there's so much crime, or people are mean to each other when they shouldn't be, or whatever. I want you not to think about those things. I want you to think about what you want. I want you to think about, for me, that means more kindness. That means more people seeing each other and really looking into each other's eyes and knowing that there's another person inside there. There's not just, there's another being inside there, not just that there's a physical body in front of you, but there's something more. There's something that's behind all of that. And also remembering that that person carries with them all their memories, all their fears, all their triggers, all those things that make it hard for them to connect to you. So our job, my goal, is to remember that and to try and be as open-hearted as I can, so that the rest of the world can have just a little bit less fear, a little bit less resistance, and then to create more and more of that. So to focus on less resistance, to focus on more connection. So take a minute and close your eyes and think of all the things you love about the world already. What is there already about the world that you love? The first thing I can think of is just this beautiful, sparkling sunshine that we have today. We've had some rain for the last few days, and today we have this beautiful, sparkling day out there. And it's blowing on the wind is blowing through the colorful fall leaves, and it's really crisp and delicious out there. And I say delicious because it's also fall, when there's a lot of harvest going on, and all these rich, dense foods are coming into our homes, like squash and sweet potatoes, and even just fresh, crunchy apples, or all those different things. So I want you to focus on what you love about the world right now and what you'd like to see more of. Is there a connection that you've had recently that you'd like to focus on right this instant? Another connection you've had with another being, whether it's a person or a plant or an animal. Just focus on that connection that you've had recently. I want you to see it, and I want you to feel it. I want you to remember how that felt in your heart. And I'm guessing, if you're like me and why you're here today, that you want more of that. So I want you just to focus on that feeling that you really liked. Or if you can't find a memory that you like of that you create that right now. What kind of connection would you like to have with the people around you? What kind of person would you like to be in the world? And I really just want you to focus on those feelings right now. If anybody wants to type into the chat box any of their thoughts or words that you want me to use when I go into the what if questions and then into the tapping, I'd be happy to see what you in particular would like the world to look like. Otherwise, I'll do what I like. So feel free to add any thoughts or feelings into the chat box. And the chat is at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to do that. All right, so we have a message here from Beverly saying, so many wonderful, caring friends to share life with, to lend a hand and be helped ourselves. So that's a really beautiful vision for the world. So let's go to the next step of this. We've been starting to create in our mind what we think we'd like to see. Now let's ask some of the fast brain training questions that allow us to see more of that. So what if I can see another friend today? What if I can see somebody else caring for somebody? What if I can see somebody smile at me more so that I can connect to them more directly? What if I can have somebody lend a hand to me today and I can celebrate that and be grateful for that? What if I can lend a hand to somebody else today and I can celebrate that and be grateful for that? What if I can feel trusted and trusting today? What if I can feel like the world really is heading toward what I want? What if I can trust that there'll be clean water for all? What if I know what the next best step is for me to help create the world that I really want to live in? So these are just some what if questions to make your brain start looking for the answers. I don't want you to sit here and answer any of those questions. I want you just to ask the questions that lead you to the world that you really want to live in, and the world that I really want to live in, and the world that we can all create together. So let's just go ahead back into our heads, our most creative and powerful places, and and our hearts, connect those to our hearts too, of course. So let's go ahead and imagine a world where we see people helping each other. Is there a specific instance where you've seen that recently? Or is there an instance where you saw people not helping and you'd like to change that memory and imagine that more people came to the rescue, or more people created the lifeline where we're all handing, I don't know, clean water to each other, where we're taking these beautiful glass or ceramic jugs and handing them down the line with this gorgeous, sparkling, clean water, fresh from the earth that we've been able to keep fresh and clean for people. What if there's an easy way to do that? What if there's an easy resolution where we all win? What if there is a new feeling that we can have about even the elections that are coming up? What if we can just trust that we're all creating by our choices, whichever candidate we choose, that as long as we fully intend the world that we want and not the world we're afraid of? What if we fully intend as we vote for this beautiful world to come to pass? It doesn't matter which person is the winner, as long as we all focus while we vote on what we really want. If we focus not on choosing the person that's the lesser of two evils, but choosing the world we want to live in and just hitting the button or filling the blank or whatever it is that we have to do. Everybody's voting situation's different. Sometimes there's a lever, sometimes there's filling in the blank. So I just want you to be fully intending what it is that you want for the time we're together, and then also if you vote, when you vote, to be fully aligned with who you are and what you want when you fill in or pull the lever or whatever it is, and do it from a place of love and a place of trust and a place of intention and not a place of fear. If we can lose that fear, we will be light years ahead no matter which person wins the election. So that's what I'm hoping to focus on today. So what if it could be easy? What if no matter who I choose, we get the outcome that we all want? What if we can trust each other? What if we can open our hearts more? What if our candidates could open their hearts more? What if we could all just find a better place to be in our hearts and our heads and keep moving from that place? So those are the what if questions I wanted to bring in. And I also want to just take a few minutes to tap on those things. So we're going to start with some resistance, because sometimes it's good to acknowledge that there is resistance to these things. And then we're going to go into just focusing on what we want. It's I'm checking the time and it looks like it's 12:17, so we can do this for about 3 minutes, and then we can wrap up with any questions and be done by 12:25 like we were hoping for. So let's go ahead and tap on the karate chop point and just follow along with me. And I do hope that you're all taking responsibility for your own wellness. If something comes up while you're tapping, please reach out for some help, because this is totally unassisted tapping time. So I want to make sure that you are aware of your bodies and your feelings as you're tapping through. So here we go. Repeat after me, or just repeat in your heads, however you want to do it. Even though I don't always see the world I want to live in, I see proof that there's other things going on that I just don't like. I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself and anyone else that has to do with that stuff I don't like happening in the world. Even though the world hasn't looked how I want it to look in whole in a long time, there are pieces of it that are amazing and beautiful, and I'm so grateful for those. Even though there is definitely resistance in this world, there's definitely fear, there's some hate, there's differences, there's anger. There are all these things in the world that make it less fun and make it less healthy and less ideal, whatever that ideal is in each of your heads. I know that we can move past those things. I trust that we're on a good path, and I trust that I can make a difference by doing what I do right here and right now. Even though it hasn't always been easy to focus on what I want, and it hasn't always been easy to focus on the world that I want, because there's so much data coming in about the yucky stuff, I believe that there's a better world that we can all have, and I'm excited to find that place inside myself first, and then in little bits every day, in bigger and bigger ways, especially for the next 2 weeks. So let's go up here to the tapping points. The first point is here on the very end of our eyebrows, and we're just going to say, this resistance to the world that I want, I let it go. I let go of this resistance to the world that I want. I let go. I don't need it anymore. The resistance isn't helping. It's kept us all here till now, so I'm grateful for that. But now it's time to shift. I let go of this resistance. I acknowledge it, and I send it on its way. I let go of the fear, and the pain, and the anger, maybe even the hate that's kept me safe for so long. I don't need it anymore. We don't need it as a society anymore. We need to shift. It's time. I'm ready. I'm excited. This fear and this pain that we felt for so long, it's not necessary anymore. It's time to move past it. We deserve that. Maybe we accept that. Maybe we allow that. Maybe it's really time. What if we could get rid of the stuff we don't like? What if we could focus on what we really want? I wonder what the world would look like if we could focus on what we really want. I wonder if I could be who I really want to be today, or just a little part of today, and then celebrate that. Notice when I'm who I really want to be in the world. I wonder if I can be somebody who focuses on my dreams. I wonder if I can remember to focus on my dreams. What would it feel like to focus on my dreams for myself and the world? I don't know. I haven't always done that. But today, I might try it just a little bit. And what if I could celebrate that as well? I want the world that has more connection and more kindness outside of the I. I choose the world that has more connection, more helping people, more people who care about each other. I choose to feel that more in my life today. I choose to create that more in my life today. I choose to feel better about all of the things that are happening in the world today. I choose to see it as a huge puzzle that's falling into place and creating a beautiful picture at last. I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm not a magician. All I can do is my part, and I'm so grateful that I can do a part, that I have the power, that I can make a change. I'm so grateful for all the things that I already love about the world. And I'm so excited to create the world that I really want to live in. And I'm so grateful that I've had a chance to make a change already and that I can make more change going forward. Top of the head. I'm so grateful for all of the things that I've already seen in the world of what I want. I've seen sparkling rivers and blue skies. I've seen beautiful lakes and pounding oceans and smelled the salt water. I felt the rain on my skin. I felt all of these things, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for creating more of what I want and feeling more of what I want. And I'm so excited to be part of this process of dreaming our lives and the world true. Big heavy sigh. So, does anybody have any questions about just the tapping or the what if questions or anything like that while we're together? And if not, then I'm going to go ahead and release you to your coloring books, or even just to more meditation, or even just to going for a walk in the sparkling sunshine if you have it, or a walk in the pouring down rain if you have it. Whatever you have, to be out there in it and be grateful for it and to feel all of it and to be excited about all of it. And do you have any questions before we go on?
No.
Nope. All good? All right. Okay, no questions in the chat box. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to head off and have an awesome day and keep thinking about the world that we want to live in. And I'll either see you back here at 6 o'clock to repeat, or I will see you on Thursday at noon for the next pages of the Color Your Dream True. So between now and Thursday, focusing on the first couple pages is what I'd like you to do. So these first 2 pages, and then maybe even onto page whatever's next after that, declaring your dream. That is a fun page. So we've decided on our dream and we've thought about it, and then we're going to declare it. And that's kind of what we did some of today as well. So go ahead and start coloring your book. Yay, we finally get to.
Yay!
The wait is over. And thank you so much for coming today. And I love you and wish you well.
Likewise.